in terms of the overall health of the franchise, we do have some solid pieces. If we
Yeah.
want to either pair Julius Randle and Brunson with another key guy, or if we want to move Julius Randle and bring in someone else. So just to put some of the pieces we have on this team on screen, you can see veterans. We've got Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Evan Fournier, Ihart as vets that we can include in deals. We got prospects, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Grimes, Toppin, Deuce, Sims. Those are all young players that we can put in a deal in order to get better. And we also have a plethora of draft picks. In 2024, we've got 4 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. In 2025, we've got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and then we've got 1 first-round pick in 26, 1 first-round pick in 27, and then 1 second-round pick in 27 as well. So this is a team that is, I think, in a healthy spot in terms of roster construction. And I know you say this team, we don't have we don't rely too much on some aging vets, but you look at the contracts that Brunson has, and even Julius Randle, if we're going to continue to build around him, both of those guys in 2 years, they're going to be able to opt out of their deals and try to re-up. So if they re-up, you're looking at close to max money for Brunson, I would assume. And Julius Randle, I think he's going to want a big payday as well. So that's why I look at these next 2 years as this front office should be somewhat aggressive in order to continue to add talent, because we don't know if we'll have as much flexibility 2-3 years down the road when we have to renew contracts with Brunson and potentially Julius Randle. Also, you got to factor in extensions to Emmanuel Quickly. We might have to extend Obi Toppin if we don't deal him in a trade. Josh Hart, he's a guy that we're going to extend an offer to this offseason, and he wants a decent amount of money as well. So that's why I look at these next 2 years as extremely important for this front office, because they have to make a decision. Are they going to try and be aggressive and try to bring as much talent in as possible and try to be as good as we can while we have those guys on real decent deals long term, for the next 2 years? Or are we going to continue to be cautious in our approach? Because for the most part in the trade market, this front office has been pretty cautious. They didn't pull a trigger on the Spider deal. Their only big trade outside of Josh Hart is probably bringing in Cam Reddish, and they ended up flipping him for Josh Hart. So in the trade market, they haven't been as aggressive as some fans would have liked. But I think now is the time where they really have to start looking at it and say, all right, maybe this is the time we need to pounce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the way to build moving forward is to be around Brunson. As long as we keep Brunson, if he continues to play at this level, I think RJ will continue to take steps each year. Especially if we get rid of Randle, it's kind of going to force RJ to take that next step. He's going to have to be more efficient. He's going to have to take better shots and be that guy that we rely on. And I feel like he possibly could take that step, with his back against the wall. Like, listen, we paid you this money, we kept you, we didn't deal you. Now there's nobody in your way, It's Brunson, and then it's you, and then unless you get another star,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of curious to see what RJ does. I think he's a big part in all this too.
Yeah, he's a big piece. He could either step up next season or he could be traded this offseason. Remains to be seen.
You want to get rid of RJ?
I'm open to getting rid of RJ. Heading into this season, I was adamant about RJ being a player that could reach his ceiling and be one of the, top players at his position. But this season, we've seen him struggle at times defensively. Sometimes the effort wasn't there on defense, similar to what we've seen at times with Julius Randle. I do like the fact that he was able to, step up his game in the playoffs and have, pretty much help us in that Cavs season advance. That Cavs series advance. So I'm open to continuing to develop RJ and keep him on the squad. But if a deal comes up and we can bring in a guy that's, top 15, top 20 in the league, then I'm for it. Include RJ in the deal, include another young player. Just don't go crazy and do what Minnesota did and get fleeced in that Robert Gobert trade. But I'm open to trading RJ Barrett.
Yeah. I guess for the right guy, right?
Mm-hmm. And nobody's untouchable other than Brunson on this squad.
For the right guy and not 7 first-round picks.
We're not getting 7 first-round picks for RJ.
No. 6 for RJ plus 6 first-round picks for a guy like Doc.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous. That was nutty. I don't know what those guys were thinking they were gonna get us for that.
That's too much, man.
Way too much.
Yeah.
I mean, people around the league, though, they say that the Knicks do have the pieces to pounce if another key player became available. This is from Bobby Marks. It says, outside of Oklahoma City, maybe Utah, I think they're in the top 5 of competitive packages for the next disgruntled All-Star. For a big market team, the Knicks are well positioned, even with this new CBA. So, you're looking at what other execs might think about our roster. I think we do have some key young guys. Emmanuel quickly this season, he stepped it up, especially late. To start the season, it was a little bit shaky for him, but he really came on strong late. He struggled in the playoffs, which is something that is a little bit concerning. We'll talk about that some more. But I mean, if other teams are looking at it, at our roster, and they're saying, we want a young player that has the potential to be more than what they are right now. Emmanuel Quickly is one of them. Quentin Grimes is one of them, especially Obi Toppin. We really haven't given that guy much of a chance since we drafted him. It seems like the front office expected to draft him and then move on from Julius Randle, but then Julius Randle went the All-NBA route and completely threw their plans out the window. So it remains to be seen what the goal is for this squad and Obi Toppin, but he may be moved as well this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, with Randall sitting in the way, it's kind of hard to play Obi. He's kind of a undersized 4-man. He's not the best defender, but Tibbs is Tibbs, and Tibbs kind of sticks to what he knows. He doesn't really make too many adjustments, and if you're not playing too much now, I can't imagine you playing too much in the future with a guy like Tibbs, especially with one of his guys in front of you. So there's going to have to be some type of move. Something's going to have to be done. Something's got to give, because I do think Obi should play more. I do think he should play more. We've seen a development in the shot. Each year he's been getting better. Whenever he does get the opportunity to play, he shows out, But with the young guys, to me, I'm willing to really move on from anybody. Maybe except Quentin Grimes. He's like the prototypical NBA 2 guard now. He has decent size, he's a really good shooter. He's a good defender. A guy like that I would want to keep on my roster. But like Quickly, if we can flip Quickly into something, a disgruntled star, like you said, or another young piece, like I'm not against it. So I do like Quickly though, but after seeing what he did in the playoffs, it's like, if you want him, you can have him.
For the right price, I hear you.
If you want him, you can. Yeah.
I hear you on wanting Grimes. He is a solid defender. He can knock down the 3, and we've seen instances where he's able to do a little bit more out there on the court, whether that be attacking the basket, finding some nice avenues for passes and things like that. So Grimes, I do understand you not being gung-ho about including him in a deal, but I trade Quentin Grimes if I'm bringing in a star player. Some injury concerns with him and things like that. There are some limitations, I think, in his game. I think, other people view him as someone that could be maybe, a little bit better than just an average starter, but I view him as a solid defender and someone that can be an average starter. So in that case, I'd move him in a deal.
No, he's not going to be like the deal breaker. Like, no, absolutely
not like the Donovan Mitchell trade, right? Because I heard he was the deal breaker.
Absolutely, he's definitely not going to be a deal breaker. But if I can hold off for him, I will. But he's not going to be the guy to say, no, deal's off the table. I'm not dealing with Quentin Grimes, and we can get a Jaylen Brown or something like that. No,
bring in one of those guys.
Not at all. Yeah,
I hear you.